Hi everybody, I'm back for the solstice reading. So in the past, sometimes when I've done a solstice reading or an equinox reading, they have fallen around the moon cycles, fallen close enough around the moon cycles so that I just said, either they fell right on it or they fell close enough around it so that I said, well, we'll just kind of group that into the same reading. So I don't even know, I don't remember, but I don't even know that I've done like a separate solstice reading that wasn't affiliated with the moon reading since I've been doing this. I've been doing the readings for the solstice and the equinox, but I don't know that I've done a separate video. But anyway, yeah, we here where I'm at are having the full moon on the 18th of December, and that is Saturday, and I'm filming this Friday, which is the 17th, and we're having our solstice on the 21st. So, I don't know. I just decided to do them separate. So, that's just what we're doing. So, yeah, we're doing a solstice reading. The winter solstice is the shortest day for us. It's the longest night and the shortest day. Nights are about being still, being quiet, going within, feminine energy, intuition, really getting in touch with our feelings, our inner knowing, getting centered, really going within, getting centered, asking our questions, reflecting, listening, paying attention to the answers. That's what nights are all about. That's the energy of the night. And then the energy of the day, that's a busier time. That's much different energy with the sun. So this is our shortest day and our longest night, the night to intuit, and really reflect and listen, and go then and be centered. So let's just see what the universe wants to tell us, what our universal energies, our God, our guides, our angels, our entire spiritual team, those that love us divinely and have our soul's highest and greatest good for intentions, and have our life here, living as a human, as a spiritual being, having a human existence. That also is very important. So has our life here's highest and greatest good for intentions as well. Okay, so let's see what they have to say to us today about all of that. Let's see. Let's see what this reading is going to tell us. Wow. The universe is really set on letting us know some things. So we did a full moon reading that I put up yesterday or the day before or whatever for the full moon that is coming up Saturday the 18th, and we got death and rebirth also driving the reading, okay? And then we did the new moon reading, a couple weeks before that, because that's how the cycle of the moon goes. And I don't know, I would have to go back and pay attention. I'd have to go back and listen to that video. But I believe we got a death and rebirth in the new moon reading too. So the universe, this is really important that we pay attention to this. This is a higher Arcana card, and it is kind of a big deal, right? The universe really wants us to know this, right? When we've gotten this 3 times in a row, this is the universe on screech. This is the universe on screech. I believe that in the new moon, if I'm remembering this correctly, that in the new moon reading a couple of weeks back, it showed that we had not been feeling good about the endings that we've been seeing, that we felt like they came in, it was chaos, and we didn't like the endings that we were seeing or forced into or whatever. We had some ungreat feelings around that. And I think in that reading it said, but listen, this all had to happen. You're going through a death and a rebirth. I'm pretty sure. And then I know that in yesterday's reading, I believe I put it up yesterday, the whole reading was driven by the death and the rebirth. And then again today on the solstice, this reading is being driven by the death and the rebirth. Okay? So we are going through a death and a rebirth, guys. This is not a scary card. I know a lot of people think this is just scary. It's not a scary card. This means that, we're growing. We're growing. Part of the ego self is dying off. We're getting more in touch with our essence, our true self, right? We're going through a whole new death and rebirth experience. Something brand new. Got to get rid of the old to bring in the new. A paradigm shift. It's a big deal. So cool that we got the card. Cool that we got it again, because the universe really wants us to, really wants us to know that everything that we're going through is for this paradigm shift. It's for this death and rebirth. So it's a good thing. It's a good thing, okay? So we're being represented in this reading as the Three of Wands. I believe we got this yesterday. We got the Three of Wands. The Three of Wands, wands of the journey, our journey here, right? And if you look at this, these wands are beautifully bloomed. They're perfectly green. There's leaves on them. There's blooms on the top. It's a beautiful card, okay? Then you've got, she's pregnant. There's the umbilical cord going from the journey into her and from her into the journey. So this is really asking us to nurture ourselves, to understand that this journey really is nurturing us, no matter what we think about it, no matter what we think about what it is that we've gone through over the last couple of years or however long we've been going through things. This journey is nurturing us. It's all for the highest and greatest good for us, right? And this is telling us that. And right above us, above the journey of the wands, then we've got the Seven of Wands, and these are bloomed. These are bloomed. And if you look, she is going down this path at night, a little scared, but she's following her path. She's following her true path, and that can be scary. And when I say she's following her true path, that's because this is a 7. And 7s are all about the spiritual path, the soul journey, the soul purpose. So whatever we're going through right now is nurturing us here in the physical so that we can follow the path that our soul, that we came in wanting to follow, our idea that we came in with. We came here with a goal, and this is going to help us attain that goal, okay? All right, so across from us, it's saying, we have this beautiful new opportunity. We got this with the full moon reading too. We have this beautiful new opportunity. So let's go within, be quiet, listen, be still. Know that we've got some doors opening for us. This is a fresh start. Swords are about intellect, thoughts, words, ego, ideas, technology, information, creativity, because that's that's an inspired thought, right? Thoughts. So yeah, this is like opening a fresh door for us. So it gives us the opportunity to shift our attitude, to shift our perspective, to shift gears. Maybe we're doing a totally new career move. Maybe we're taking a totally new move to somewhere else. Maybe we've just discovered that we thought in a particular way for X amount of years, and now with new information that we've gleaned, we have a whole different outlook on things, that whole new perspective. So we've got fresh starts, abundant, that door is open, fresh for us to walk through and create. So there's things that we already know in the background. So this is swords again. This is the Four of Swords, okay? So swords again, that's intellect, that's words, that's ego, that's thoughts, that's information, that's technology, inspired thought, creativity, all of those great things. So we already have information, we already have knowledge. We have a particular knowledge above this fresh start, okay? So we've already got like knowledge for whatever it is that we could be opening the door for, but we're not utilizing it. We sort of forgot that we had it, or we just aren't paying enough attention to it. It's in the background, it's growing roots. It's growing roots because we aren't really using it. So it's really time for us to pick up any of that old knowledge and bring it back in. Bring it back in. Information that we know, things that we've learned, pull it back in and integrate it back into yourself. And know that also there's more information that hasn't come up yet. But with this fresh start, there's stuff that we already know that can help us start this journey, right? This fresh start. There's stuff that we already know that we can pull up and start utilizing. But also, we're going to have something new come in, some new information that's going to help us. Now, when that information comes in, don't be foolish about it. You might hear it and you might say, geez, that doesn't make any sense to me, or that seems foolish, or what do I care about that for, or, who knows? But we're being told by a higher Arcana card here not to be foolish. Don't be foolish. So everything that we hear right now, anything that someone wants to teach us, any new piece of information that we glean, any inspired thought that comes in, please do not disregard it. Do not disregard it. Take it in, regardless of whether you think it's going to have anything to do with you or could benefit you in any way, or even if you think you don't find this interesting. However that anything new comes into you, please just sit still with it. Integrate it. Integrate that. Integrate it. Do not be careless with it. Do not throw it away. Do not act as though it's silly. Don't act as if it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what it is that you're learning. The universe is saying, don't be foolish. Integrate everything. Don't toss out any feelings, any emotions. Don't toss out any information as not worthy. Take it all in. We need to take it all in so that we can create with it. There's going to be bits and pieces of all of this. However we learn, hear, see, find out, intuit, whatever it is that's coming in, please don't ignore it. Integrate it, because it's gonna be part of this whole fresh start for us that allows us to walk our path. And the reason the universe is letting us know not to be foolish with it is because we really are in a death and a rebirth. And so some of this that comes in, some of this that you have an opportunity to, maybe you've got an opportunity to go to a class and you think, oh, I'm not really interested in that. How would that ever benefit me? Or maybe you have an opportunity to just spend the day with a teacher and just listen to what they have to say. Or, you've never done yoga before, but you have an opportunity to go do yoga with your friend. Go do it, even though you don't care about it or you don't think you do. Whatever it is, please don't be foolish. Allow it to come in, because we're going through a death and a rebirth, which means that the old stuff that you already know, the old stuff that you care about, that you think you're interested in, all of that old stuff may not matter so much when you're following your soul's destination and your soul's path. Okay, so allow things to integrate. Allow things to integrate. New things are happening. So do not be foolish. Take in every bit of information that you can. Take in every bit of information. Listen to your feelings. Listen to your feelings. So your feelings will let you know. You'll get a little ping. If you center, you'll get some sort of a feeling like, this is what I always do, how it affects me. It can be a picture, it can be a word, it can be a person, it can be a phrase that I see or a sentence in a book or whatever. If it's meant for me to integrate that, I find this is what happens. That's me. That's how it affects me. It's like, that's for me. I need to integrate that information. I need to remember this. I need to write this down, right? This is definitely for me. So, however it is for you, you might get tingles. You might get a little loop in your stomach, you know, however it is. You may not even know how you receive information because you've been so busy. You haven't been listening to your body necessarily, or how it is that you intuit inspired thoughts. So maybe this is why they're saying, don't be foolish. Listen to every little thing. Don't be foolish. Listen to every feeling that you get, you know. If you see a piece of fudge and it's like, I gotta have that fudge, and then you take a bite and you're like, I need that recipe. Don't walk away, get that recipe. If this is making sense. So the universe really wants us to integrate as much new stuff into our lives as we can, but also dig up the old stuff, because we already have some knowledge, some ideas, some inspiration that will help us with this path, okay? So I think that's good. We're going to leave it there. I'm going to go ahead and I think what I'm going to do is pull a fairy card, and I think I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to probably pull, if we've got enough time, one from the Dolphin Mermaid deck as well, which is also fairies. So, yes, we're going through a death and a rebirth, you guys, and information is key. Listening to everything, taking everything in and integrating it, and not having a biased opinion, but just integrating that information. Listening to our bodies, pay attention to your emotions, because we're going to be gleaning feelings, insight, all sorts of things that we may not have even realized would be important to us, or that we were interested in before. You know, before this death and rebirth, we may not have realized that this was a thing for us, but it is, and we're going to gain something from it, and it's going to help us as we step into down our path, our soul's path, and that bloomed path that may not feel, very comfortable. It might feel a little scary, but there's life in that journey, and we've got that Ace of Swords telling us, this is a fresh start. This is 2 times in a row we've gotten that, so let's really pay attention, okay? It really is the time. We're coming into that 6th year, as I said before. This is the time we're birthing new things. Let's really listen and pay attention. What is it that we want to birth? Let's really be intentional with what it is that we want. Really think about it and really be intentional. All right, so let's see what the fairy cards have to say to us for the solstice. These are always interesting cards. So, moon energy. Surrender to the natural ebb and flow of life. If you're feeling confused, this fairy comes to calm emotions and reassure you that peace of mind is possible. Okay, so if you're feeling confused, if you've got some anxiety, if you don't really know, calm yourself, do some breathing, do some grounding, do some good grounding, do some centering, do something that nurtures you, take a bath. I always say that, take a bubble bath, because that's what I like to do. But whatever it is that will help you center. So what I like to do personally is I take some crystals, I throw them in my bath, I make sure there's bubbles like this tall, like so many bubbles. Lots of scent. I light an incense. I light candles. And I soak in that bath. I do my spiritual grounding practice. Surround myself in a protective bubble. I go through all of that. I do my deep breathing. And then I just try to center myself. And I'll tell you, I get a lot of inspired thoughts in that time. Taking the time to give ourselves what it is that we need to get to that place of being centered, so that we can have those inspired thoughts that can lead us. is really important. So that card is saying moon energy, surrender to the natural ebb and flow of life. If you're feeling confused, this fairy comes to calm emotions and reassure you that peace of mind is possible. So, doing that stuff, like I was just saying, what I do to help center me. Whatever it is that helps center you. Peace of mind is possible. And let's not forget, we're ending a cycle on the 18th with the full moon. What are you releasing? What are you ending? What are you releasing? What are you giving the universe that doesn't serve you anymore? Letting go, right? All right, so let's see what we get with this card. This is the Dolphin Mermaid deck. Protection. I'm just going to show it to you. Right there. That's good right there. Perfect. Okay, so protection. You, your loved ones, and your possessions are safe and protected by heaven. Oh, that's a really important message right now. There's so much going on out in that world. There's so many lies and things that are meant to be confusing, things that are meant to confuse us, right? There's different stories, all of these stories about this and that and this and that. We're really in a time of information. It's like this information battle that's going on, right? And it's so hard to decipher. Being still, going within will help you to decipher what feels right to you. But a lot of people are afraid. They've been afraid for the last couple of years. Fear came in with this virus. And, if you've been following me right along, my guides have been saying, do not walk with fear. Do not walk with fear. Tap in. Get centered. Find your guidance. Listen. Be still. Do not be afraid. There is no place for spiritual development or growth. There's no place for happiness and joy here in this world, if we are walking in fear. And we also do not make good decisions when we're walking in fear. And there's so much out there designed to keep you down and keep you afraid. Turn off the news. Turn off the back channels. Don't listen to people that want to tell you doomsday predictions. Be smart. Do your research. Whatever it is that you're feeling, do your research. Integrate the information. Know that that's always subject to change, right? And know that it's okay for you to feel one way one day and not the next. That it's okay for you to change your mind and your feelings around things too. But don't get caught up in the fear. God's got you. God's got you. Our team has us. So know that you are protected. You, your loved ones, and your possessions are safe and protected by heaven. Okay, you guys, I think that's a really great note to leave off on. I wish you all happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Yule. If you don't celebrate, whatever it is that you do celebrate, I hope that you have the most magical, wonderful, loving, amazing, blessed celebrations. I wish that for you every single day anyway. If you're not celebrating anything because you don't, I still wish all of this magic and love and high vibrations and happiness and joy and peace and harmony and good feelings. I wish that for all of you always, okay? Always, always, always. Many, many blessings from me to you. Remember, you are protected. And integrate all the information that you can. Take all the opportunities that you can for learning and gleaning insight. everything, integrate it, because you never know what it is that you're going to be utilizing on your path. All right, you guys. Until next time, many, many blessings from me to all of you. See ya.